Hi, this is Gina Pierce, Technology Coach for Santa Barbara Unified, and I'm going to show you how to configure your options under the Mastery grading after you've actually uploaded your competencies. So the first thing you need to do is make sure you are on the Mastery tab, and you're going to click over to, if you're on your competencies, you want to go over to options, and this is going to allow you to configure your gradebook, if you will. So there's a few options that you have. You can either show your mastery to students if you want them to see where they are on the continuum. So you have the option to show them or not. What to actually display will be here. So you can either have, remember when you uploaded your spreadsheet, you can either have it display the code or you can have it display the name of the standard. So it's all up to you. I like to have the name of the standard so they know that if, for example, for math, it was attend to precision, they would know that they were where they were on that continuum. Mastery calculation, you have a few options here. You can have them average every assignment that you give within that. So it just averages all of the scores together, and then you would then assess mastery off of that. You can either have it to just take the best one, the most recent one. This decaying average is a little bit different. If you set a percentage to this, so let's say we choose decaying average, it's going to make you then give a percentage. And so what this means is if you want to have 75%, that means that it's going to take the most recent assessment or competency and weigh that most recent one 75% of the total score. And then any other competencies that you assigned before then would then all be averaged together and be 25% of the overall grade. So this one is a way where you can weigh the most recent one, but the other ones still count. Perfect for mastery over time. This next one is mastery threshold for a single measurement. So you can decide, you know what, in order for my students to attain mastery, they have to demonstrate that 4 times. And so you can decide to have that or not. You can choose. And then if you do choose that, you also have the option to show the students the competencies for each lesson and assignment. You can choose to enable that and then allow assignment systems to be tagged with competencies. So you can either choose to check those or not. So that's essentially some of the main options that you have for your gradebook. Now, this is the default settings for Neo for the mappings and what appears in the gradebook, which we'll go over in the next module. I like to have my mastery continuum be a little bit different. So I would have actually exceeds be one of them. I would have meets be the other one because I'm looking at a continuum here. I'd want to have near standard instead of poor. I think that's a better choice. And then you can also be below. And so those are the 4 things. If you're kind of looking at a 4-point rubric, I like to have something that's more into that category. Now the minimum percent, this is totally up to you. I'm kind of in the neighborhood. If you're going to be exceeding, you're going to be getting over 95% on that. Again, this is all subjective. Meeting, I'm going to require you to have an 80%. 70 would be near for me, and below in the minimum would be 0. So from this point, what you can do is you can then change the color. So when you have the gradebook, the different color actually displays each time, and it allows you to see, okay, there's a bunch of reds. Reds would be maybe marked as below. So if you kind of go in this area, you can have maybe below be indicated as red. I personally like near. Orange is fine. Maybe make it a different color orange so it's not as close to the red. Green, I usually like to have meets because you've actually met the standard. And then for exceeds, I actually like to have kind of in the blue range. Maybe try to do something a little bit different, but you kind of have the idea. Something that kind of stands out. This one was not very orange. So I like to have the orange be kind of closer to the near, and the red is definitely below the standard. So after you save that, you have all of your color-coded mappings for your grades. And so if you were to look at the gradebook, which I'm going to go over in the next option. So if you were to look at the gradebook where you want to look at So if you were to look at the gradebook, you would actually see all these color codings that we just did. You'll see them actually laid out by standard, and you can kind of get an idea of what we chose. It's taking forever. I'm going to stop this. And that's how you set up your mastery options for your mastery gradebook in Neo. Thank you.